in the city that I'm in, which I'm going to not be disclosing, but I will make a quick flash of, just so that we are, anyway, that just sort of proves where I'm at right now, and I know where I am. But anyway, the sheriff's department was basically, I very highly trained. It was the most trained I've ever seen. In fact, it makes me wonder if they were, I am in Florida, and that if they were FEMA or Homeland Security or something else. They were combative, and they were just combative, and it was unnecessary. Show of force for the situation. So anyway, I just want to talk about the fact that I've already lost hundreds of thousands of dollars to a different sheriff's department who refused to tell me where my car was and my stuff was. Also, the fact that I've been waiting to hear back from them, and I maybe need to call them again. So the problem is, who do you go to when you have a problem with a department? I don't want to get into the specifics on the internet, but something was amiss. Something has been amiss with, I have actually, usually the police are fine, but when I had my issue with the thing stolen from the other sheriff's department, I did clarify that I had this issue with a state trooper who didn't really have any suggestions, and the police also didn't do anything. And when I went to the FBI, they didn't do anything. So the problem is, what do you do when you have a problem with a law enforcement? Other law enforcement doesn't do anything. The FBI, who is the investigative branch, right, for the federal government, doesn't do anything. We need somebody somewhere that will pick up the phone, that will take reports. You've got a lot of hurricane people who have given there's laws and ordinances and all these things. I don't know what the difference between one thing and another is, but what's an ordinance mean? So they had rules that you had to fix your dock, but then they won't give out permits, and property's been ruined. Are they trying to run people off of the hurricane areas, or are they trying to foster tourism? If you create an environment of fear or devastation, and then you're able to come in and rule with a heavy fist to somebody who is visiting people that they know in the neighborhood, who basically fell asleep sitting up looking at the view, that is crazy. And established for 20 minutes, maybe. So if that's what happened, what would you think is appropriate? If you have a home and your home is stuck with poop water and the government won't come out and write you a permit, and if you take out the drywall, what ordinance have you broken? What law? What could happen to you? If you file something with the insurance after you've broken the law by taking out your drywall, do you see how crazy this is? Laws are supposed to be here to protect. The government is police are here to law and protect. What's the sheriff's department logo? If I Googled it, it's an interesting idea. Should we Google What is the, police are here to protect. What is the sheriff here to do? What's the difference? I have a friend in a different state. A sheriff's department kicked him out of his own house, okay? Because an attorney said something like he owed money or something. Don't you have to have a court thing? The guy's been fighting for a year and a half and lived in a car, and then somebody crashed his car. What is going on? What is going on? Aren't we supposed to be working together? Instead of writing silly tickets and forcing people to overload court systems. Right? Could you get a ticket for not wearing a mask? Did you have to... I asked a simple question when I sprayed my Lysol on my driver's license, like, does this break an ordinance? I don't know. I'm being smart. Apparently we have an ordinance for everything. I don't know what an ordinance means. What does an ordinance mean? If you have an ordinance, a permit, what do these words mean? Break a permit. An ordinance, I think. Let's do ordinance. Is it like a local law that you have no way of knowing because they're not posted anywhere? What's an ordinance? A piece of legislation enacted by a multiple municipal authorities. City ordinance banning smoking in nearby all types. Okay, was there an ordinance? What's a permit? Generally refers to official permission or authority to required for specialty actions such as building, construction, or driving. Okay, so I guess that's why you need a permit to drive when you're not licensed. So if I'm not a licensed person for construction, then I need a permit to take out my own drywall. Then why does the construction company need a permit that's licensed to take out the drywall? I'm just saying, what is going on? This is crazy. Just crazy. I'm pretty sure that Trump has been trying to do something about the rules, but he can't fix everything all the time as fast as it needs to be fixed. What we need to do is we need to get one of the top Rumble YouTubers to handle the news from this area, who has a good military background and understands procedures and ordinances and laws and what really makes sense and what doesn't, so that we can all understand and have it communicated. Listen, when emergencies happen, the system can be broken. And do you want people enforcing an ordinance that you can't sleep in your car when you can't sleep in your house because somebody wouldn't let you take a permit out to get the drywall out? And then the hotels are full because FEMA's staying in them. FEMA's still staying in the hotel down the street that's been full and up to almost $400 a night because they've got FEMA in there. So FEMA's going to stay in the hotel on the dime of the American people, while the permits won't let you take out your drywall. And then the ordinance doesn't allow you to sleep. That's the story. What is somebody supposed to do to fix the situation? This is a call-out report from Florida. I know where I am in Florida, but this is hostile territory. And today we're not saying it. Tomorrow we may, when I'm not sitting in it. Okay? I want to thank the Most High for getting good sleep and for getting me here, driving in. And so grateful that where I was so much nicer than here. Just driving around in circles here, surveying the different properties that have been damaged. And when I was a kid, I was in this area. Very good old friend of mine, Russian lady. She lived near here, and her son. And I came to visit my Uncle Pete. And I went on a wonderful family vacation here. And there's some famous hotels that are pink. I remember when I was a kid, I saw this old lady, she peed on a very expensive hotel property in a dress. It was funny. This is an area that has restaurants that are very pricey, or it did when I was a kid, where they put your napkin on your lap, charge you $100 per table, per seat. Trying to remember if that was a restaurant that was in the Pink Hotel or if that was a different one, but it's a very good hotel around here. It reminds me of Pepto-Bismol. Here's the thing. We all have childhood memories. We all have friends who grew up on different beaches. We all know people who came to Florida for spring break, vacation homes. So many people here have vacation homes. They only live here part of the year. Part of the year because it's too hot or too cold. They go up to different places. Montana, Michigan, Florida, Illinois. Nobody's really from here sometimes. Except for, not near the beach. So, it is almost 10. And I'm just documenting the situation on April 8th, Tuesday. Okay. Look in my eyes. We're awake. We're not happy to be here. And that's okay. I've invented a new idea. It's called, instead of, chemically smelling things, you can take an Armor Hammer and stick it onto your car. and neutralize the odors. I actually did it for the mold problems here. I'm already kind of losing my voice, which I'm also documenting, because the environment here with the ocean is so hostile to your body. Blessings and thank you.